Sanking Zeus and then a Night Stalker, it almost felt like Cloud9 drafted themselves into a corner where they don't really have, like, let's say a good 5 position support. The roams are very dependent on Aoi just getting off really sick roams, which got a kill or two, but it wasn't amazing. So I think that was just a drafting disaster, and hopefully all of the Cloud9 members just moves on from that game and go into the next one.
Well, they grabbed the Lich right away. That's a great start. I feel like Lich is the Skywrath Mage, is to this tournament what Skywrath Mage was at TI4, where everyone's going to pick him early. So far the results seem pretty promising. Lich has been doing relatively well the games that we've cast. Obviously, I think Cloud9 lost one earlier with him, OG, but they really try to react to that last game. They do not just stick with their same picks and bans. They're going to ban the Pugna, ban the Nyx, and pick the Lich. So that is, like, in a way, a block pick and 2 direct counter bans to last game.
Yeah, also just the heroes that they're comfortable with. Kaga has been playing Sanking forever, and he will again. I know today when we were casting LFI, we're joking that Super only plays Dragonite. It feels like Kaga only plays Sanking, so it's gotten to a point where you can start photoshopping his face onto the hero's face.
We already got the Superman Superman Photoshop today. So.
There you go.
We'll see. Nine grabbing their second pick early. This time a different route though. They go for the Bat Rider, so seems like more emphasis on the laning stage already. A bit more balanced in terms of read factor. Almost no matter how else they round out the draft. I think that's a good start to things for them. Newbee already showing their hand as far as supports go, and no real direct counters to the lasso. Grave is, okay.
Yep.
It's not a full counter.
So I guess the quote-unquote counter that's really left available from the off lane is the press the attack from LC, right? Pick that up. Because normally to counter a Bat Rider, you're looking more from support position, like Disruptor Glimpse or the more popular Oracle False Promise, things like that. But immediately we have Cloud9 banning the LC out, so this bat is going to be very effective in this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely agree there.
Oh, sorry, Nyx Assassin is another one, but phase 1 already taken out. So.
Arc Warden getting removed by Newbee.
5 seconds remaining.
A handful of Arc Warden bans.
Yeah.
Do you think the hero warrants bans? I mean, OG prior to this was really the team I can recall.
I think Faceless played it a couple times on block, but not to...
Like, any particular reason to do it this game? I mean, maybe it's something Cloud9's shown.
I think as a whole, most teams have been talking about Monkey King and Arc Warden as possible Gotham heroes that you could pick to kind of cheese the game out. But it seems like Lich is really the Gotham hero, as just pick him all the time. No teams want to really ban him, though.
That is a target ban. Cloud9 removing the Legion, which you mentioned. That seems like a great way to shore up the Bat Rider pick. Then they banned Tide Hunter.
Yep.
Tide is good against Bat on paper, but still not many teams would run him in any situation. Interesting. Not as good at like clearing the Ancients as he used to.
Right.
Not going to grab the Void, so they really just directly take what Newbee was doing last time around and try to do it themselves. Well, you want to pick Lich, we're going to pick Drow, so be again looking to pressure the lanes, again looking to push quite hard here.
So even though this looks kind of like a standard pick, you know, the Lich plus the Faceless Void, for Cloud9 this isn't a standard pick. I was talking to Stan King earlier, the coach for Cloud9. He says Envy's Void has been retired. It's just like not very good. The
so
Chronos are not on point.
An MSS.
Well, MSS is playing bad, right? So
unless it's a mid bad or something. I haven't seen one
I mean,
of those
I guess.
I don't think you want to do that against Puck, who is like 20-something more damage than it.
Unless Sand King is just like telling me false information to double Jabay, or this is Cloud9 perhaps.
I mean,
drafting.
Speaking of double Jabates, if anyone's going to do that, it might be Cloud. They might Jabate themselves.
Yeah, no, Cloud9 is a team that only Jabates himself, right?
Yeah, well, we'll see. But yeah, I think to your point, Cloud9, it feels like they're being forced to play Newbee's game. They're being forced to kind of play this, this emerging meta here at TI, as opposed to dictating their own style, at least so far. We'll see. There's 2 picks to go. They can still take it a very different direction. grab the Lina.
So this for sure is just the Fada hero, right? And then you just have...
So Fada, Lina, and I think it's an Envy Void.
Yeah, I think so too.
Unretired.
Look, let's... For better or worse, it will be entertaining, to say the least.
Get your 50-50 threads ready, boys.
Oh my goodness, I love the 50-50 threads.
And that there's no one for whom they are more applicable than Jack.
Yeah. So what will be Aui's hero? You know, a hero that has been like just first phase banned against Cloud9, or rather MP back in days, was Aui's Stream Protector, right? Like back in Manila Master, it was the first phase ban, and then people start banning it, and then we just don't see it anymore. I wonder why Cloud9 has kind of just dropped the hero.
It was honestly like Aoi was the
Just winning,
like,
yeah, he was winning games.
If he had a good start, they almost always had a strong lead, and then unless NB threw, they won the game. I'm being unfair to him, but yeah, unless they threw, they generally would win from there. And almost every game they lost, he had a bad start, and obviously, you know, some of that is correlation, but I do feel like a lot of it was just Aoi was integral to the strategy, and he enabled the greed. Like, they could get away with the greedier hero for Pi because he was the tree or the Enchantress. Newbee do ban that Enchantress.
I mean, if you're up against a tower pushing Shred, isn't Frost Armor and Living Armor on your building like pretty sick against that kind of scenario?
Yes, but it's maybe a little all-in on defending your buildings.
Sure. You look at it. Newbee needing, I presume, a mid hero. Puck could go in the mid, obviously, but generally you see Puck, Drow strats, the Puck being the off lane to actually pressure.
That would leave them needing a mid for...
Queen of Pain, perhaps, one of his best mid ever. Storm Spirit, a very popular combination that a lot of the Chinese teams like to employ alongside a Drow Ranger. I think LGD in particular loves Drow Storm.
Cloud9, they waste no time. They are going to grab that lane controller with the bounty, or not lane, like kind of early roamer, I should say, with the bounty hunter.
Kind of like a Treant-esque hero, right? Like just roam around, get information.
It's like a very weak version of Tree, right? At least early. And Newbee, they go beef. They grab the Dusa here for Triple C. The Chrono counter, maybe just the hardest carry in the game, I would say. Like probably with the Drow backing her up. This is a strong team fight lineup from Newbee, and that seemed to be what Cloud9 were really going for with the Void, Lina, Lich.
Also gives you some very strong reassurance against the Chronosphere. If you could pop off your ultimate, your Stone Gaze, as the Chrono flies down, then suddenly Void has a tough job, right? Is he hitting people or is he just running away?
It's tough. Void is not necessarily awful against Dusa. If you're ahead and you get like the Manta Diffuse, you can deal with her pretty well. But
for sure, yeah.
As soon as you start to fall behind, or as soon as your team's not able to burst during Chrono, then everything just crumbles. And it's a Dusa who's going to have a Drow Aura backing off, so likely the laning stage will be strong. She's probably going to farm really well. I imagine they'll give her some early support with the Dazzle. Maybe the Sand King just mid. I doubt we're going to see the Bounty Hunter really pressure too effectively. So then you're relying on the Lich. Maybe the Lich is the X factor. I look at this Cloud9 draft, I just feel like Lich and Bounty Hunter have to get a lot done for them to have a good mid game.
Yep.
Whereas I feel like for the side of Newbee, it's ease of execution, and you know, the checkpoints they have to hit to have a good mid game are much lower.
So before this game kind of get on the way, I do want to talk about Medusa in terms of his item build, because you know, we're all very familiar with the traditional Medusa going into late game and just outright clicks, out carries your enemy lineup. But recently, from the LGD squad, Maybe has been playing some next level Medusa, going for the Lincoln's Manta Ags build into a Hex. Remember that game that would cast an MDL?
Yeah,
the utility Medusa build.
The Ags has been all the rage, I would say, with the Chinese Medusa players, and we've seen a couple different teams do that build, I want to say.
Yeah.
Maybe probably the most successful of them. But yeah, I think the Ags is super legit.
So I wonder if we're going to see something like that, because the Ags in particular makes you very tanky, but also the stone, you know, turns them into stone briefly, and then allowing your team to actually get off all of them extra right clicks and stuff.
There were quite a few cases where, like, I think it was even a Dusa versus a Void, where like the Void would go into Chrono, and then he gets hit by that initial snake, he gets turned to stone. You know, right as the Chrono gets dropped, they don't quite kill the Dusa. You know, or she gets off the stone gaze when they Chrono, then that's wasted, and then you're trying to run, and this obnoxious snake keeps on hitting you, briefly turn you into stone, and you have a drow, right? So like a lot of those games, in fact, all of them, I don't even think there was a drow with the Dusa. Just like a casual Dusa.
Can Aoi steal the rune?
Not a la carte Dusa. No, he will not be able to. Triple bounty rune grab for Newbee.
He's gonna hit him a couple of times. Medusa, one of the slower moving heroes with the Orb of Venom. That's half his HP.
Great start for Aoi. Obviously would love to get a courier snipe, but Newbee seemed disciplined. We saw a lot of courier snipes in that MD. I don't know if teams were just playing a little sloppy. They forgot about how much others like. This is TI, and at least so far, disciplined.
Very rare to see bounty hunters not coming out with some sentries of their own. Generally, you see a sentry battle in the mid lane, but SC drops a sentry, and Aoi knows there's nothing he can do there anymore, and heal. Basically, I think track the movement of Kaka for this game. He's going to make sure that Kaka does not help mid and give fodder the 1v1 that he wants.
So, Newbee are running a safe lane puck now, with KP taking that up. Obviously, this will not be fun for Envy. They are running the off-lane Drow, so KP already hitting for almost 70 a pop. Aoi perhaps could change that, but Kaka's there to back him up, so this feels like a pretty tough Void game if this is the way the lanes are going to be set up. Already see Kaka applying that early pressure.
I'm surprised by the fact that Lich isn't on the bottom. Like, I think it's totally fine to run the Void in the off lane, but give him the help, right? So I imagine eventually Lich will make it down here, but
I guess you put the Lich down there, then I don't know, the Bat has a bad time maybe, but
yeah, I guess that is the real issue, right? One of the lanes is going to have a bad time.
I'd probably rather my Void have a good start than the Bat though, right? Because the Bat can catch up in the jungle. Whereas for Void, that's not the easiest thing to do. I
think you could make an argument either way, because the Bat, to me, comes online a little bit faster to actually, let's say, kill Drow Ranger a couple times, slow down the push. So it comes down to what you think is more important.
So you're going to try to make a move here on Triple C momentarily, but he already has the Mana Shield. Harassment for now. Little kill potential here while the Deuce is relatively low level. Poke him down to the critical threshold and then make that decisive move. Meanwhile, top Fate caught out. Could be in trouble here. This would be a big opportunity. He goes to the grave, but don't think he's getting out of this one. MSS on the verge of scoring a first blood and will secure it. Might trade his own life, though, with the tower hitting him on the way out. Or might just get a trap kill as well. Mugi with 3 napalm stacks. He will end up falling in the end. I think the touch finishing him off there, maybe a attack. So, MSS dies. Faith, I think, respawned this time to get that.
Maybe.
So low level.
Ooh, Burrow Strike. Kaka finds a kill on the courier.
Had a salve on it. He is now a sad man.
That is his salve, I imagine.
I would think.
Walk of shame back to the fountain. Correct.
Void not having a good time here. 8-3 in the CS department. Same time, neither is the Drow. Mugi's only 6-2. And mid lane is still going fine. So Cloud9 actually doing reasonably well in the CS department. But with these kills, or at least, and with the courier snipe, it's not the best start. Okay. So Lumi, looking at the two lineups, and we can maybe paint the bigger picture as far as strategy goes. How do you view each team's game plan, and like what are their key objectives and big forwards?
Hold on, Highlight Eye might be in trouble. He turns around and straight up fights here. Aoi maybe in position to cut KP off. The orbs are available. Now he goes. Cloud9, I think, just off the laning stage, they want to get this bounty big enough where they can run around the map and kill people and prevent the push from happening. And Newbee wants to actually get a 5-man going. So to me, this game is about whether Newbee can 5-man and whether Cloud9 can repel it or prevent them from joining up in the first place. Because once SC gets his first item, once Drow gets the first item, it's really hard to fight into Newbee because of Stone Gaze and Coil and all that jazz.
AUI unfortunately going to run right by a ward here with the DD rune up on Triple C. A trombone for his HP, which is now pitiful territory. A little bit early to line up. But the other thing for Newbee, I guess, is like you maybe don't expect them to have the best laning stage early. It's just once the Drow gets levels and the Deuce levels up, all of a sudden it's just so much easier to farm and last hit and catch up.
They have a Drow, right? So their laning should be fine. In fact, I'm somewhat surprised that they're not getting as many CS. But now with the lane switch, Newbee should be pretty much hitting CS for free, and he is.
I've generally seen with these Deuce mid, sometimes they start off a little slow, but once they get to like level, you know, like around like that 10, like 8 to 15 minute mark is where they really start to ramp up the CS. Like the enemy will leave the gank, wants to sit there. The Drow obviously gets higher levels, which helps reduce, and then things go.
Yep. And as our TI production value was showing earlier, there are a couple of Radiant stacks in the jungle that a Batrider hopefully could steal, but at the same time, Dusa will easily up eventually.
If only Bone 7 were here, he'd be farmed. Well, maybe not at level 3, but yeah, with his BOTs.
Or Bone 322. So
That's just.
I'm just saying it like it is, you know. Or ancient stacking here, SC.
Yeah, it's just stack Dota for Newbee, really, right? I guess the big question is, like, how much will Cloud9 be able to contest these? They have the Bounty Hunter can run around and leave some XP. You know, they have some ability to clear those stacks themselves. Not the best against aim. Will that be a priority for Cloud?
Now, one thing I do want to mention about Fada and the way that he plays Lina is fairly different from most other Lina players out there. Really loves taking the 125 cast range talent and going for the Yules first. Generally, he finishes around 12-13 minutes and just go off the mountain.
They're going to make the move here. Kaka burrow forward onto Envy. They do not have the level 6 in KP.
Yeah.
Surprised they tried to that without. I guess just harassment in the end, as Kaka will be scouted out by these pesky creeps, going to be forced to stay for the time being. We'll see, continue to stack up his Ancient. So, I mean, Lumi, you mentioned at the beginning of the series, Cloud9 is all about economy. Like, that's just their hallmark, their calling card as a Dota team. I feel like Newbee's in better position to play the economy game.
I agree. When you have those strong laning stages, have more opportunity to do stuff. MB's going to get silenced up, but he just jumps away. Ironic thing is that Cloud9 has a Lich. Like you should have the lanes more in your favor when you do have it, but looks like the Drow much more effective in this kind of more passive laning phase.
Maybe the Lich will prove kind of added value later on when the push really starts to ramp up with the Frost Armor. Will try to slow things down top, but KP and Kaka have gotten a nice wave going. There's not a whole lot of deep push for Cloud9. In fact, Twilight dies in danger. Envy doesn't have his Chrono yet. He's so damn close. He just needs a couple more creeps to get the level 6. And now, level 6 secured. He could drop the bubble. He will. In comes the Lina. This could be a two-hero takedown. Oh. Nicely played by Fada. They will get both. Envy getting level 6 at exactly the right moment. And a noble sacrifice as Pilot Die throws himself into the bottomless pit. Greater good.
You know that's when Pilot, that's how he plays. He doesn't throw other into the pit, just himself.
If he could, he would have just cast Sacrifice on himself to give.
I believe Ali was able to snipe a quarter simultaneously in that fight, so good stuff here from Cloud9, catching back up. He is
But of course, that was Highlight Die's old claim to fame, was his consistent. Envy goes Mask of Madness. Now, Lumi, I know we cast a game earlier where we really liked the build because there was basically no physical damage.
Right.
I think this is a different game in that regard.
For sure. There's a lot of physical damage coming out from the Drow, and that's so the rest of the team. But at the same time, we gotta judge Mask of Madness like a farming item, right? Just you don't turn it on when you're getting hit, but you could definitely turn it on when you're going through the jungle, and it will accelerate your farm tremendously.
This tower top is about to drop. Newbee looking for the dive. They want Pilot Die. He's not level 6 yet, so they can commit for this. Don't have to worry about that Chain Frost. They'll bring him down. KP orbing through his Kaka, gets hounded by Envy on the retreat. Simultaneously, Faith being forced back. He's got the stick, doesn't have a TP. No exit plan for him. So the strategy will be run in and feed the tower instead. Kaka making it back to safety. No one else from Newbee looking to help them just yet. The Drow sitting bottom, the Deuce is sitting mid. And that is kind of the trick here for Newbee, is if it comes to a larger scale engagement, some of their heroes are just not online right now.
Won't be online for a while. Lina, I did mention that he loves to go for the cast range and Yule's build, but looks like he's going to go for the more standard Bloodstone build. He did that earlier today as well when they picked Lina for him. Although, catching on some part of the game, he was like 4 Bloodstone charge, so ultimately didn't work out too well for him in that game. Let's see if it goes a little bit better.
They're trying to steal this Ancient stack. This is big. Gonna roast it with the Lina Batrider combo. Some easy early creep kills, and now the Napalm stacking up. Will there be a contest? I'm not sure Newbee realized this is happening, but at the same time, MSS can't really tank it. He drops low, burrowing in quickly. The Sand King is gonna die. The Snake comes through, and now the coil deployed. He's caught 2. Phase shift dodge, beautifully done by KP. Slaughters Spada, now looking for AUI as well. They plop down the Sentry to get up the Poison Touch. Will he get out of range? It looks like he can. No dust, no more Sentries. He's out of there.
That poison though, still ticking.
They steal about half the Ancients. We'll be okay, at least we're not less KP.
Spray rating
less
whiff.
KP.
Okay.
He tries for it. He's gonna have an orb soon. One more shot.
Owie.
He gives up. He felt completely fenced in. You know, almost every angle you could go, he would end up likely dying, or just spending hours getting back to base. So the dust settles. Newbee salvage it. They did lose a decent amount of their Ancient. I don't think that was too bad for them.
Cleverly laid trap on the bottom for Kaka. Kaka will get Nova. He will have Burrow Strike, and he bounces away from the Chain Frost. All right, Kaka. Good play. Interesting to see the Sand King has the Epicenter skilled up. Not something you commonly see, as most people are more worried, like, let's say, taking up an extra point in Caustic or even Sandstorm, but we'll have it available this game. Top lane, Coil has been dropped. Envy going for the kill here. Does he have enough damage?
Sure about that. Time Walk, or rather, orbing back. Envy now. Thank you, creeps here with the Mask of Madness active, and Faith is looking to punish with the Poison Touch. Level 1, but still damage. Meanwhile, the chip continues. This has been really, like, to me, the true Newbee approach to this game, Lumi. It's like whenever there's a fight happening in one place in the map, the rest of the team just pushes elsewhere. SCCC slowly pulling away at mid. The same thing's been happening bottom all game, that tier 1 is down to 240 health. The top tower obviously was taken earlier, so it's kind of like hidden damage. You know, you see the kills, you see the courier snipes. That on, you know, on the surface is what's really happening, but the true game plan is unfolding off camera for them.
Kaka also off of Cloud9's camera for now. No, they got sentries. Very much so on camera. They got the track available as well. They're going to bring him down. Laguna Blade comes in. That is a 3-man track kill. The greed is online, for sure.
Yeah, this game, their greed is not just like hoping for farming time. You know, it's actually just going out and getting kills. So I think that's one area where it's much more sustainable greed. But at the same time, they do have a Deuce of problem here. Already she is the leader in net worth after, to be honest, getting dumpstered a little bit by Fada early. SCCC is completely caught up, and this is what I was mentioning earlier. Like, I've seen this at least 4 or 5 times in the last couple of months, that Deuces who have a bad laning stage doesn't seem to matter. They always come back, and they do so. Leader in CS, leader in net worth. Cloud9 don't have the best tools to kill a Deuce at this stage of the game. Maybe later on with the Diffusal Blade, a Manta, and the Void. Try, but for now, pass.
Yep. I mean, ultimately, though, they still have the Batrider. You could just kind of drag him into your team and just burst him down. Graves starts to become an issue.
Graves becomes an issue. You say
Gaze.
burst, but... Oh, another Radiant Courier Snipe.
Is that 2 so far?
I think they've lost it twice. Cloud9's lost it. Tanking killed her.
Yeah.
3 Courier Snipes this.
Always effective. Stealing runes, sniping couriers. This is kind of pretty much what you want from your bounty, unless you're also just tracking and getting a bunch of kills. Both gank up top. Envy. Does he have the game sense?
He tough. They're moving into position now. One Frost Arrow.
On the
Envy
mask
looks
and
to
run.
retreat. He might have to drop the Chrono. Oh, Burrow Strike coming through. Envy juking away.
Where do you go?
I think they know too. They scan, they reveal him. He's in the neighborhood, but Newbee gets scared as they realize more reinforcements could be coming in soon. So they're not going to force the issue further. Remember, some of this is just buying time for the Dusa, who's sitting in the jungle, farming happily away. KPU doesn't have a blink yet. UI moves. Vinvis tucks himself out of vision of that ward nearby.
Yeah, he's already clicked on 2 of the heroes. There is no detections. Kaka does have dust though, so he's got to be super careful. Dusty's dead. Cancel the TP. Okay, he does cancel the TP. Here comes a Chrono, and he is gonna go for the kill. Envy does have enough damage this time.
Could have been a track kill, so small missed opportunity there. But still, TP cancels. Rao picked off. That is a big win, and now it will be a track kill on Kaka as he gets scouted out, running towards the shrine and punished. Did not expect them to dive him that far. Vision, Kurt. Still, Dusa is farming, you know. Creeps. She'll be here all day. They are about to take their last outer tower, tier 1 down. And they still have all of their own. And I think, Lumi, the more I look at this game, that's my biggest question for Cloud9 is how will they be taking objectives? They are abysmal at pushing. Only Lina, who's any good, and has no damage buffs of any kind.
I think Void's not bad because simply he will just pick up attack speed and just damage items. I think Cloud9 is going to be the team that pushes after a one team fight. I don't think they could just group up and push into Newbee, whereas Newbee has the ability to do both. So I think Cloud9 is more worried about winning fights rather than pushing now, because if you do win the fights, the push will come.
Faith went on a bit of a wording journey, thinking about it. Walking around with this Invis rune. Jungle building for the first fight. So they're trying to get these key items. While the top lane, Kaka does get caught out, and yep, Cloud9 will finish it off.
This is like the 3rd or 4th time they set up the same gank for Kaka, right? They just wait for him to finish his Sandstorm.
Probably the slowest blink I've ever seen from Kaka.
Yep.
Already, and you know he doesn't.
15 minutes is generally his standard time, which is pretty fast for any 4 position, but he gets it very reliably.
Maybe it's been banned so much against him lately that he's forgotten how to play.
I think it's more Cloud9 just setting up like super dedicated ganks time and time after again. So
we're gonna look for the Mugi pick here. Good silence. TP out. He'll make it away. Spotted some of his Bloodstone now. Very good timing for him, and looking to apply the pressure. He'll push through at this bottom tier 1. Zeroing in on the first tower game. Something desperately need a little gaming. Like anyone's looking to defend this tower for now as the Dire Scan reveals KP. He jumps into the wave, then he blinks out and right into the waiting arm. So Mojo storms down.
Whoa.
The Chrono almost got dragged out of it. Cloud9. Buddy, a heart attack the way they're playing, but kill.
Cloud9 keeping all their fans on a 50-50, you know. You just don't know. Aoi going for a bounty rune, sees a Drow Ranger and decides against it.
I'll take that.
I like to pick up here on Aoi with the Medallion Courage. Normally you see pretty common for Greaves, but with the Medallion gives them the ability to actually go for a Roshan sneak. Speaking of Roshan, it's actually Newbie going into it.
I mean, you know Chrono's on cooldown, right?
True.
You even know Lasso's unavailable for a minute, so why not? We're gonna coil here, commit, try to bring down Aoi, force him to TP away, coil snap. Gonna be enough to finish him off. Meanwhile, Envy just farming up Ancients. This is a pretty quick Roshan. Of course, that double damage rune, that's Triple C, doesn't hurt. Crucial moment like this, there's a Chain Frost ready. Twilight Die, getting warned back. We close in. Is there sort of steal potential here? MSS has the blink. They do have the track on his Triple C, and no real opportunity. Mugi gets the Aegis, so now 2 very difficult to get. But thought it was pushing from 0 towers to 10.
Even though that Newbie got the Aegis, it's not to me very clear whether that's a good trade for them. Cloud9, as we saw exhibiting in the last game, one thing that they're very good at is just split pushing and making Newbee go back repeatedly to defend. There can be a scenario where Newbee doesn't even get to use that Aegis in a manner that's beneficial to them.
What is the timeline here for Newbee, Lumi? Trying to set up on Triple C. They're gonna make the move, lead us down to start things off, quickly chewing through his mana shield.
It's not even close.
Only getting through the mana shield, and that's it. They do not even really scratch the HP, and now Fada's been caught out here. He's been coiled. Kaka moving into position. The stun's a bit early. Fada's in trouble. He's been up more than he can chew, and he's gonna pay with some Bloodstone charges, dropping 4 down to 8. Zowie hides in the trees. Did not see out here while that was happening. Moogie rotate top to hold this tower. And I mean, that is, you know, that is the conversation we're going to continue to have, is can they kill S.C.C. He continues to farm, continues to get beefier. Still a shallow grave to back him up in some of these fights. We'll have bonus armor, additional heals, time to time. Maybe if Envy gets farmed, could be different. But for now, we'll find this KP.
Chronos for just for a puck. I guess for Cloud9, they're happy. Oh, Burrow Strike, allowing SC to TP out. Kaka's going to throw his life away. Can they get off a track? Bounty Hunter a little bit far away here, and that's going to be...
for that track, maybe?
I think they're literally waiting for the track. Hit him a couple of times, cancel that Blink Dagger. And Kaka smartly runs into the tower.
Saves his team about 400 gold there.
Yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Only an MV team would be like, don't kill him, wait for the track.
I'm a little worried for Newbee at just how many kills they're giving up. Like, especially on these tempo controllers. You know, Puck, no Yules yet. That's been delayed by some of his deaths. The Sandcade Blink only now finally coming online. 5-6 minutes late. Could be problematic as the game continues. They're going to find an opportunity here. They lasso up Fate. Stone Gaze comes in, though, and that's going to force Cloud9 on their heels, but that's a big cooldown to commit. Maybe they still chase further. Wrapping around. Backstab, he's got the stick charges. But on the other side of the fight, 3-man coil. No one to combo with this. KP just buying time, I guess. Team to get in position, and ultimately the game revolves around the tower kills, and Newbee will grab that tier 2 top. So, happy for them.
Yeah, MV working on the tier 1 mid. Unfortunately, not enough damage to actually take it down.
I mean, that's my worry for Cloud9. They're just slow at pushing.
Yeah. To me, that was just a very good reaction from Team Newbee. Dust is going to clip Aoi. He's found right now. He doesn't have a teleport score out. He's just dead.
Yeah, Burrow Strike coming through as Triple-C joining the fray, and Aoi down. Take a freebie. Orb for the Dusa. Manta style en route. Drow with the DD, and that might push. This Aegis, though, is about to reach its expiration date, about 1.5 minutes remaining. So if Newbee want to go for that next tier 2, best do so now.
I mean, so far it didn't seem like they even need the Aegis, so...
I'm not feeling like the Frost Armor is doing all that much, Louis.
I mean, when there's a double damage Drow hitting for like close to 400.
It's also, no, it is a max ice armor. Yeah, I don't know. On paper, it's a good counter to push strats, but...
I think counter is a very strong word. It slows things down.
Deterrent.
Yeah, it's not... You know, when
soft
it's...
counter.
Soft, yeah.
Soft and
it checks
silky,
it a little bit.
Counter.
There you go.
Too silky.
Oh, Envy cancels his TP. They know he's here.
Ping's coming out. The Radiant scan a bit deeper. Why must you do this to your fans?
Envy's gonna like walk into the next creep wave and start cutting it. Yeah. That would be an Envy thing to do, wouldn't it?
Get their 3rd courier snipe game.
Okay. I mean, the ward will see the courier flying in. Think he's gonna get baited?
That would be a classic.
Backdoor tier 1.
He's up on the high ground now. Pilot died there to break the smoke. I actually saw this now. Kaka jumping in with the Blink Dagger. Actually walks the wrong way, then comes back to find the Burrow Strike angle. As Moogie chasing forward, needs one more set of Frost Arrow auto attacks to get the kill. And meanwhile in the mid lane, Envy going for the tower backdoor. He's going to get clipped by a coil here. Quickly time walking away, but the chase is on now. The Burrow Strike comes through, but it's right as the Yule Scepter spits. Silence is there. And Envy shenanigans get laid to rest. A death for him. Really, it was a pretty... just didn't seem necessary to commit your one position to backdooring a tower.
So you know what happened there? Like, he saw Pi was being gone on, so I was like, okay, you know what? I'll trade Pi for a tower, right? So he went on the tier 1 tower. Fnatic took down the tier 1 top tower simultaneously, so they glyphed it once, and then they glyphed it again. Envy is like, what the hell? He's getting triggered. So basically, the towers survived for 10 seconds without any damage being taken. And
so you're saying that was really Fada's fault?
That's just how it happened. I don't want to point any fingers, but Envy getting debated by double glyph.
Well, if he wants to be efficient now, he can think about how to avoid that scenario next time. Death timer to be productive, you know. See Adusa continue to farm Lumi as Triple C up to 50k net worth. Now another 600 mana unlocked with that talent. More and more ridiculously hard to kill. Scotty is not too far off.
SC is not a subscriber of the... Oh, that's obvious. Last one up onto the cliff.
Chain Frost committed. Good Chrono follow-up. They do get the Dazzle kill, but it also means no Chrono available now. And coming back in 30... Well, I thought it was a good follow-up. I thought they'd go for more, but damage to kill this Deuces. So all of a sudden, it looks like there's a high ground push coming, and I don't know if they can defend it without Chronosphere or Chain Frost.
Yeah. You know, when we finished the draft, we expected Cloud9 to be able to fight better alongside the Chronosphere, but it just doesn't seem like, in practice, that's what's happening.
I mean, you could see the idea of the Chrono, right? It keeps the team away so they can't help the Dazzle. It sets up for that next kill, but the problem is it was a Deuce. Yep. It's not a killable hero.
Oh, here comes the high ground.
Next Ultimate Orb, 2k HP, 1.7k mana. Effective HP, not quite over 9,000, but certainly getting there.
Throw Strike finds him. Silence is going to be available. Envy tries to jump out. The Silence is about to, and can he jump? He does. The coil also not snapping at the very tail end of it. They survive.
Newbee wasting precious seconds when they could just be hitting towers, now trying to get back to that Triple C out in front in this bottom lane. Not ready to break the base yet, but if they had Aegis there, they might have tried.
Can we revisit the Bounty Hunter pick real fast? How effective do you think it's been? He sniped the courier a couple times. He's given his team, a little bit of extra gold and vision, but...
Okay, so the idea of the Bounty Hunter is twofold, right? It's like the vision game and just kind of that like buying time for your team is probably the main reason why Cloud9 like it. Secondarily, can help shore up your income, track kills. The issue I see with it is mainly around the... Well, okay, so it's two things. First of all, Newbee won a 5-man, like you said, right? So
and Bounty's not good against that.
How useful is the vision when, like, you know where they are? They're all 5 marching down
hitting your buildings.
Hitting your buildings.
Yeah.
And the second thing is, when you're going for those pickoffs, you have a lot of long cooldowns, right? You have Chain Frost, you have Chrono. Those are like 2 of your big pick-off abilities that ideally you want to, especially the Chrono, that you want to use. And then as soon as you use them, you've just opened the door for them to go for that big push. So that's, I think, where I worry a little about the bounty pick, and I'm not sure it fits that well, but I think also Cloud9 may have been anticipating, like, we've got Lich, we've now picked our bounty, we're really good in the early game with bounty, and all these roaming heroes for AoE, like the tree you mentioned earlier, we're going to win the lanes, and then we're going to be able to just constantly keep them down in the mid game.
Right.
And I just, obviously that part of it never happened.
I mean, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think Treant being played the exact same way by AUI would just do better. Like, the Living Armor in particular is going to help them out quite a bit. Having an extra AoE ultimate wouldn't hurt, helping out Chain Frost and all that jazz. But this bounty to me looks a little stranded. In fact, he is very stranded, as Roshan is being done by Newbee, relatively just for free.
Normally you see a lineup with Batrider Void, and it's like, this is a great lineup to take fights at the pit. All the cooldowns are ready, but
Kaka?
Not the case, as they did smoke from the Roche pit and set up shop in the bottom lane. The TP rotation from KP forces out the seppuku from Fada. Bloodstone deny, but now down to only 6 charges. Roshan already claimed. Aegis went to SCCC. Now the death push might be coming.
Yeah, this time it's going to be Dusa with the Aegis. She sits in the front.
And the Scotty, it's almost ready.
Yeah. You pretty much have to drag her into the tier 4s and have Lina alive to burst him down. That's just the first life. I have no idea how the hell Cloud9 is going to kill him a second life.
Just feels like the Frost Armor is only delaying the inevitable right now as Triple C laying into this tower mid, confident up in the front lines, the team backing him up. Chrono will be ready. Glyph is now committed. All cooldowns available, and they're going to try to start the party with the big, deep lasso, but a coil ensures that as Triple C can't get too much farther, counters that initiation, then the puck goes in, feeds the track kill away. Really wanted to save S Triple C. Triple C probably saying, like, I was fine, man. I'm Medusa with an Aegis. I have to worry so much about me. I got this, but...
Incidentally, I think killing the puck there did a lot more than going for the Dusa kill. Because the Dusa just laughed off that initiation.
I think even if the puck didn't coil there,
he was fine.
Maybe he drops to half health. Maybe. Yeah. And there's, remember, there's Grave. Like, they didn't go for the Dazzle. He's going to get that off. And then there's a second life, even if somehow. Yeah, in retrospect, probably KP shouldn't have forced that, but still Newbee at the Aegis, so they can still group up again and go for another push.
You see your carry being jumped on, you know, it's very understandable that he made the play that he did. It's not going to waste too much time as he's going to be back alive right now. He's going to port to the Shrine, and the bottom push continues. I have no clue how Cloud9 is going to be able to defend. I guess their best bet is to wait out the Aegis.
How do you feel about Envy's choice to go back for a Blink Dagger this game? The Void.
Because I think the obvious counterpoint is that they are already lacking in damage. And even if you get a good Chronosphere, I'm not sure whether that's enough.
I guess the way I'm looking at it is like, is there even an opportunity to get a good one? But going in the front, it's going to be Dusa way in front of the team, right? So you almost have to backstab them. Maybe if he smokes.
Maybe that's the plan, right? You backstab, you look for a 4-man Chrono in the back and just win. The problem is, you might be able to jump past SC, the rest of the team can't. So,
yeah, you get this perfect Chrono and then Lich, like,
and then SC just ults.
He phase boots in to get off his frog.
All right, here we go. They jump him into the tier 4. Coil happens again.
I think we already saw this movie, but this time the puck's not committing.
Yeah.
Back away. S-Triple-C loses maybe 10% of his health and mana. 1 range racks down. Melee racks next on the list, but they are going to need this creep wave, which is not much lane. He's not taking damage, Newbee. Suddenly he's got another 2,000 gold. He's well on his way to the Eagle Song. That halfway to the butterfly. Try to nuke him a little.
He just doesn't care. He's standing in the front.
Vada is giving this everything he's got. You know, he's got the max fiery soul stacks up right now. He took the plus 50 damage talent. It just tickles. As MSS jumps in, but he got stunned. The Chrono's now committed. They go for that pesky Drow Ranger, but even she's tanky. She's got cheese. She's got Grave. She's not going to die. And now S-Triple-C tries to turn the tides here. He is going to unleash his ultimate. They will get still the Sand King kill gem scooped up, but the push keeps on going. Chrono is now down. For Newbee, they're fine if there's no big ultimates ready. They hit harder. They have the physical damage, so they don't care about not having this 2-salt. They will take the melee. They
need to catch people now, right now. Maybe wait for SC's Aegis to trigger. No, Vata's getting hit really hard. He gets forced into the Dusa. Not that way, Vata. He's going to go down. He will die. 60 seconds despite having the Bloodstone. Coil hits on 2 on the back line here. Pylai die. Pylai dead. As MSS, that's his buyback. So if he dies, he's going to be out for a while. Envy on the back line jumps away, but that's all of his escape. Envy's going to go down eventually as well.
Another one bites the dust. Cloud9 about to go 0-4 to open the group stage here. Newbee steamrolling them again. It's just been a simple game plan of push. Game 1 was a faster tempo, but it's been the same strategy, and Cloud9 seemed totally unprepared to deal with this type of 5-man and this type of tower pressure.
Yeah. I don't want to take anything away from Newbee. Obviously, they've been playing very solid, but to me, this is Cloud9 not living up to their potential. It's not the Cloud9 that, you know, took the #1 seed in the NA qualifiers. Something's got to change very quickly.
Or maybe it is, and NA Dota is just not in a great place right now. Viola died. Meanwhile, about to go down. Kaka will get that pick. MSS did find the lasso opportunity, but will the follow-up be there? They try to bring down Newbee. They will successfully do so. Still, though, KP, Dusa, sitting around, having a party. They're going to focus on this melee racks. They'll bring that down as well. 3 melee racks down. Mega creeps on the horizon. Cloud9 some flailing buybacks, but oh, by the way, she's got a butterfly. It hasn't even arrived yet. That's Triple C. Even without it, I don't think he dies, and certainly with it, there's no chance. A courier snipe is really what they need right now to have a chance, but bash after bash, Envy can only get him down to half, and he just mantis it off, shrugs his way out of that damage, and onto the mega creeps. Cloud9 has been completely dismantled here. The butterfly did arrive in the midst of this fight, and he keeps on dishing out the damage. Just Triple C, just an unstoppable tower in this fight. They finally will finish him, it looks like.
Oh my god.
Almost killed their whole team.
What, KP? KP going in? Does he see Aoi? Ooh, all right, Aoi's dead.
Oh.
He's got the gem.
Salt in the wound.
And waiting Rift. Okay, it's right click, coil. I think it might just die here. Envy. Okay.
There's an orb. There's an orb.
Oh, how did you miss?
Envy with that fancy footwork.
Envy just stood there. That's the most fancy footwork I've seen.
Unfortunately, the buildings don't have fancy footwork options, so they're just dying. Creeps are quickly massacring them. I rate the comeback percentage opportunity here, Lumi, at about 0.00001%.
Sounds about right.
The worst late game, very mediocre D push. The hardest carry is by far the most farmed hero, almost 8k net worth ahead. Or sorry, more like 6k net worth ahead of your carry.
But you got a Lich. You got Frost Armor.
You got a dead Fada. It's caught out. Maybe not dead just yet, though. The team doesn't want to fully commit on this because Envy's gotten into the backlines. He's proving quite the problem here. Perhaps Newbee also feeling like I am that this game is won. We can't
track him first. Yeah, there you go.
This is unlosable, but there is a bounty hunter, so be careful. I mean, you know, tier 4s are dying. Tier 4s are dying.
Tier 4 is but yet another building. That's fine.
This is all tactical.
Yep.
Part of grand strategy for Newbee. Let them chase our heroes, and we'll just kill your buildings. It is, I mean, honestly, it's pretty clear that this has to be completely thrown. I don't really see that happening with the Stone Gaze. Cloud9 trying for an opportunity here on the Drow, but they're going to get punished by the Stone Gaze. Now they jump forward. KP looking to finish off Fada. He'll do so successfully now. The silence on Envy. He manages to get that Blink Dagger off, retreat. Now Aoi on the run as well. He's been silenced up. Slows come through, and Cloud9 decide it is indeed checkmate, an exposed throne. Creeps wailing away at it. They've given up Megas. They've dropped their 4th game. They now have to, have a meeting of the minds. What is Stanstein going to have up his sleeve to get things back on track? I think he needs 5 sleeves right now. I don't know if one's going to be enough.
Yeah, I don't know. When we saw Cloud9 first pick the Lich, I poked over Sanking. He's like, "What's this Lich first pick about?" He's like, "I don't know. This is not what we scream." So this is definitely...
So if the coach is saying he doesn't know what something's about and then the team is doing it does make you a little nervous.
At the same time, as a coach, you don't want to tell a caster what you're doing, right? So he could be debating me.
Yeah, okay, so you think he's... Okay.
He might be. I don't know. Like, I don't want to give the wrong information, but what is definitely true for Cloud9 is I believe this is not their potential and they need to evolve very rapidly.
I do think this is exactly what I expected from Newbee, which is a very stable team that, isn't necessarily going to bust out like some crazy like Meepo pick or something you never expect, but much more so, a team that just has a very stable, solid way of playing. They do tend to favor their mid-game timing pushes. They like to group up, but they're very smart about how they lane and itemize, and I just view them as a solid team. Solid is the word I use to describe Newbee, and I think if they keep on playing like this, they're going to run at this team.
Newbee's a lineup that will just always beat the teams that are weaker to them. They won't fold to the very weak team. They could definitely challenge some of the strong teams. I think where Newbee really struggles is when the game gets really, really close, where they need to
clutch it out,
or Roshan
have like that Sumail crazy Age of Steel type play.
So for them moving forward, they need to knock down some really tough opponents, and Cloud9 playing the way that they did isn't that tough opponent. Coming up next, we got G EG versus Liquid, is that correct?
That is correct.
That is a hype match.
The battle for...
I mean, G has been also not doing too well, so... half and half.
I didn't actually get to catch the game. Sounds like so-so. They've been okay so far, but we'll see if they can get it together. Obviously, EG is known historically for evolving over tournaments. Liquid, though, meanwhile, they've got the Miracle Invoker. That's always a big threat. Well, we've got lots of potential fun stuff to look forward to, guys, in that final series of the day over here on Stream 1. But for now, we head to a break. We'll see you soon as the International 2017.